Okay, cool. Hello, hi Sanket, welcome. I think was buzzing with AI,
Yes.
and we just spoke about DeepSeek very recently. I think just yesterday and the day before as well.
Yes.
So the Anthropic CEO Dario Amodei has said that and I'm quoting this: AI systems could surpass almost all humans' capabilities by 2027. That's his prediction.
Okay.
He says that it will require a major rethinking of how our economy and society in general, which includes like how we work, how we play, how humans live in general, are organized.
hmm
What's your take on this?
I think the prediction has been there for a long, long time. And
Okay.
not the timeline, but if you take the timeline away from this conversation, I think the prediction is bang on. It's correct, 100%. Uh, because if you have read the book *Sapiens* by Harari,
Yeah.
the evolution of mankind and in fact the species and what differentiated us human beings from other animals was the cognitive thinking and cognitive behavior. uh, and towards the end of the same book he also talks about uh, how and where the next evolution would happen. And he says very clearly that when the machines are going to be more integrated in our day-to-day lives, not lives, but in our brains. And that's the next set of evolution that's going to happen. And that can only happen with AI.
With AI. Okay.
I think that's going to happen in the next 2 years. That's the big question. With the recent advancements in AI, yes, I think it may happen. And obviously, when that happens, we need to rethink about a lot of things like what are we going to do as human beings when most of our work of today, at least the ones that does not need physical labor, would be definitely done by a lot of those would be done by AI.
Yeah.
And in that case, there would be probably job loss. There would be a need of a universal basic income, which I've seen on the internet people talking about it as well. So it will happen, and we'll have to obviously rethink how we function as a society.
Who do you think is going to stay relevant? What job role? I think you've also spoken about this just to record this for our viewers and readers as well. Who do you think is going to stay relevant? What job roles? What kind of people? What kind of management in either the middle management? People who are in the fringes.
Yeah.
Who is going to stay relevant in this scenario?
I think so. There are two parts. One is uh, like generalists and experts, right? Uh, Generalists have information about like a lot of different areas in general. And when we look at the way AI is being used, we see that they are being used as experts. So deep expertise that does not involve information from other like categories or other sources are going to be replaced first.
Okay.
What I mean by that is, say, when I'm talking to you and I'm talking to a lot of different people, there's a human connection. So anything related to sales, networking, and marketing, and all these community sort of thing or distribution are going to stay.
The connection driven.
Yeah. At least for some time.
For something.
Yeah.
Okay.
And something that works solely in isolation, like task-based things, are already being replaced. Say, build something like this, or maybe write an NDA for a customer. So all these are like very simple one-liner tasks that's going to go into agentic, where you can like zoom out from a micro task to a macro sort of problem solution.
So the rise of agentic AI
Yes,
in general.
yeah, and that'll slowly. So it'll start from like deep expertise into very specific things, and slowly it will start eating up all the way towards what we do. So 2027 is
2027.
Yeah. Yes.
I feel like that's also a very. So when I used to listen about AI predictions when OpenAI started, right, and ChatGPT just began, I felt like, okay, this is too soon. Like it'll be ages after things will come to, let's say, Skynet level or iRobot level. Now I feel that's possible because from what we've seen, it's a very big leap, I think,
Yes.
right, in general. Talking about leaps, right? Synthesia has, this is the next thing which I wanted your thoughts on. We use this tool, by the way, very heavily
Yes.
in our marketing efforts, in general content creation as well. So Synthesia recently raised 180 million in Series D, very big, very good funding round for them, to advance AI video production for enterprises.
Yes.
It's the enterprises coming into the AI game now.
Yes.
It's not just an indie developer sitting and coding, getting their codes reviewed. It's widespread, big enterprises using AI for video creation.
Yes.
What's your take on this?
We have been using Synthesia for a while. You have seen all the videos and how we have been using Synthesia. And we started with using their very basic, the default model with the default voice. And later we moved on to try doing voice clones. I think you tried.
Yeah, we tried with your voice clones as well.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I've seen tools like this. And the most famous example is Varun Maya. So he did his replica, he created his own model, and like nowadays most of his videos are done by his model. So it's not real Varun who is talking.
Yeah.
And that's a testimony, that's an example that others are now following. So definitely wherever there is something that can be automated, companies are using it. And in the last about post-pandemic, we have seen that every single company, be it small startup or really large companies, they are optimizing for cost.
Okay.
And whatever it takes, I think companies would optimize for that. So I see that I think Synthesia is now over 2 billion in valuation.
Yes.
And if they have been in the race for a long time as well.
Yeah.
So it's a big move. It's a good move. And I think more and more tools like Synthesia will also come. So
do you feel like the enterprise world is also getting into the content creation process in general, because they've started to use Canva a lot?
Yes.
They've started to use Synthesia a lot. These are all tools that generally, independent content creators used to use.
Yes.
But now enterprises are adopting it as part and parcel of their production life cycle.
Yes.
And AI is a big part of it. Canva has a lot of AI integrations that they give right now.
Yes.
Synthesia as well, will get in AI integrations now.
Correct.
So how is it going to, how are these tools going to do it? And I have a follow-up question, but I want you to answer that first.
I think, as I said, every company is optimizing for cost and speed. And these tools, which are very famous in the startup world, are getting into the hands of enterprises as well. And it makes perfect sense because we have seen that if these big companies and enterprises, they stop innovating, if they stop moving fast enough, they are seeing the outcomes.
Yeah.
And that's why they need it. Most of the big and the large, slow companies that I knew a couple of years back, now they are moving faster and they want to stay in the game. And the only way to stay in the game for even now big enterprises is to iterate fast, move fast, and use the latest tools.
Speed in general has become a very big habit.
Yes.
Okay. In terms of content creation, the follow-up question that I had was, I think we are also building a few things in this area, right? You're building applications for video production, for podcasting as well.
Yes.
How do you think the development of these tools will change in general? Because let's say a client comes and asks you, hey, I want AI to be integrated like this, right? Do you think a lot of things change, or is it the general thing and something just additional that gets added? What changes?
I think something like a lot of Gen AI is anyway impacting. It has impacted content creation on a text level. Now we are seeing the magic of tools like text to video.
Yes.
With tools like Google's VO, right? Google's VO, and then OpenAI's Sora, and then we now have some text to image models by DeepSeek as well. So it's changing, and companies are adopting to the latest tools and technologies. And I see that, and even the hardware is getting better. I see that a lot of podcasts are being done with iPhones these days.
Yeah, they are.
Which is a shift I see. So yeah, I think all the companies are trying to be a part of this change, and they are embracing it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Okay, great. So that's it for all the AI. I just want to ask, in general, pick your brain on all of this AI talk. It's just about productivity in general, right?
Yes.
Doing a lot of things, less time without a lot of things that don't require a lot of brain power. What are the tools that you are using these days?
A lot of tools. I am coding on the side.
Okay.
I use Cursor a lot.
Cursor.ai.
Yeah, Cursor.ai is that Cursor.ai or .com? I'm not sure.
I've heard Cursor.ai somewhere.
Yeah. So Cursor is a drop-in replacement
Yeah.
of VS Code, and it comes with really nice integration of Gen AI. And today, like 90% of my code is being generated by Cursor itself.
That's amazing.
Yeah. And earlier, before Cursor, it used to be constant switch between Claude, ChatGPT, and VS Code, and now it's like deeply integrated. Yeah, so it's very easy for me to like use it. So I'm using Cursor a lot. Obviously, ChatGPT and Claude are the ones that I'm using.
How accurate is that?
Depends on what you are asking.
Okay.
So if you look at Cursor uses Claude 3.5 Sonnet as its default model, so it's the same thing. And if your prompts are descriptive enough, it's very accurate. Because it's multi-file editing, so it's not just like it just gives me output for something specific.
Yeah.
It understands my whole project, and I can ask for features. I have to like define it very well, and it gives me like really nice outputs. While the junior developers or the mid senior devs, they are struggling with it, especially because the way the seniors and architects write prompt versus the way the juniors are writing prompt, there's a massive difference, and that's why the new freshers, they are struggling.
So it's all about prompt, like giving the right prompt in general. Okay.
Yes.
What do you think like takes to give a right prompt? What's your take on that?
I think, as I said, AI needs a lot of context from different sources, and architects and senior folks are really good with setting up the context well. And if you say if there's a feature, and if I drill it down to, okay, probably you'll need to do this. So give some tips and ideas as well. Probably create a database, create a table like this, which has this structure. And
Context is very important.
Yeah, context. And also the vague idea that you have, you can also suggest it so that it does not go haywire.
Yeah. So it's like a very good, maybe like a race
Yes.
car.
Yeah.
If you give like the straight path or something like that, then it's good. If you leave it out open, then it'll reach the finish line, but it can go anywhere and has reached.
Yes.
Okay, that's
So Cursor is one.
Yeah.
Claude, ChatGPT are these three. And as I said, DeepSeek, we tried it.
Yeah.
And yesterday I generated a login screen.
Okay.
With the
with DeepSeek.
Yeah, DeepSeek, the 32 billion parameters one. And it did a good job with React, Tailwind CSS, and Shadcn. It was pretty good.
Okay.
And apart from that, I also tried this Kimi.ai, another Chinese model.
Oh yeah, I heard of that. Yeah.
I really like how fast that is, and it just goes and searches online. So it has also got a search functionality along with the LLM, which is really nice. So yeah, as these tools are coming in, we are just trying it out and just testing it.
So now that you've mentioned Kimi, right, and it searches online resources and everything, initially when ChatGPT first started, remember we had that issue with it was not real-time data. It was getting trained to a certain point of time. I think 2022 or something like that. That was the base hill which you could go to. Now it has real-time data, but that's also under like a paid one, right? ChatGPT 4.0. So, but DeepSeek is giving that to you for free, more or less, right? And Kimi is also more or less doing the same thing. Do you feel like real-time data is not going to be that much of an asset going forward? Is it going to be open to everybody?
See, these models are trained on a specific cutoff date, and that is going to stay forever.
Okay.
I mean, not forever, but at least for the timing, the way we are training these models for.
At the moment.
Yes, at the moment. Even like today's ChatGPT 01, they have, I think they are 6 months old in their training data. And similar is the case with other models as well. We have got some RAG system on top of it that searches online. But the understanding what it has before the cutoff date is way better when it comes to searching online. So we'll still have to like keep training these models and keep it up to date, even though we have got the search and real-time functionality.
Right, interesting. So basically real-time will happen.
Yeah.
But it'll be a while.
Yes.
It'll be a while.
Yes.
Okay.
Totally. Yeah.
Fantastic. Nice speaking to you, Sanket. That's been a fantastic session with you. Thank you.
Thanks, Sakib.
Thank you.